Hi, this is Michelle Dale for Virtual Miss Friday, and welcome to this video where we are going to be discussing different elements available within the program, the VA Shoestring. So this is like an introduction guide to getting started. I've called it the Start to a Highly Successful Startup. There's a lot of starts there, but this really is the absolute basic foundation of getting started as a virtual assistant. Now, first of all, to go into this introduction in this presentation, I'm going to tell you where I started and show you pretty much how I got to where I am now. Where I started was obviously a very different place. I started off as a solo VA on my own. I knew absolutely nothing about virtual assistants or working online when I got started. I knew absolutely nothing. I just want to reiterate this because a lot of people think to themselves that when they start in this industry that they need to have some sort of experience with, you know, working online or working virtually or anything like that, but really I didn't. So I started from scratch. So I went through a process of a lot of trial and error. I made a lot of mistakes, but I was never afraid to try anything new despite the mistakes that I was making. So the first tip I can give you when you're starting out is that you must try new things and you must find out what works for you because everybody is different. I've been on sort of webinars and things like that and listening to audios of things that people have said that they've tried and tested and done and it's worked for them, and I've done it myself and it's not worked for me. So in this industry, and no matter what advice you listen to, you must always understand that it may not always work for you. So you have to try, you have to fail, and you have to learn what works. The second thing was success and learning. Really, there is no success and failure. There is only success and learning. Failure only comes at the point where you decide that you're going to give up. So don't throw in the towel in this. Start your business. Start it with good intention. Start it with the intention that you're going to build it and grow it. And do not give up. Whatever you do not give up. At the point where you give up, that is the point that you will fail. So do not give up. All you're doing is you're going to have successes, but you're also going to learn. You are not going to fail unless you give up. And the third thing that got me where I am now is determination and attitude. Real determination to achieve your goals and a can-do attitude, glasses half full rather than half empty, then that is what is going to get you through the tough times, because starting a business is not easy at all. I'm not going to give you any illusion that this entire thing is going to be easy, but with my help, I think we can make it. I think we could do this thing together. So let's go through what I consider an excellent start, an excellent foundation to getting started. Now, this is made up of 6 things. I call them the startup phases. So the first phase is branding. The second phase is content creation. The third phase is your website presence. The fourth is business tools. The fifth is key collaboration. And number 6 is phase 6 is client funnel. Okay, so in this presentation, what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to introduce each phase, and I'll give you a brief introduction to the individual phases and what they are. The second thing I'm going to do is tell you why each phase is so important to your success, as a startup. On the third thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some tips. So I'm going to give you my top 3 tips for effectively using each one of these phases in your own business. And then I'm going to tell you and explain the impact that it will have on your business if you can follow through with each of these phases. Okay, so let's look at phase number 1, and that's branding your VA business. So to introduce branding to you, I like to work with personal branding. When I first started out in the industry, it was very much corporate, and we were all trying to sort of make ourselves look like corporate companies, which is extremely impersonal, you know. And the thing that I found over the years is that there is really no substitute for a real person. So by branding yourself rather than your organization, this means that you don't have to come up with any kind of clever or competitive branding ideas. You can basically use yourself. And If you're using yourself, you're not just another number, or you're not just another VA. You become a unique and desirable prospect for the client. So this is another reason why personal branding is so important, especially in this day and age. And it will also allow you to shape a client's thoughts and ideas on yourself and your business by being completely transparent and completely open. So let's look at why we do personal branding. Because first of all, it's just so simple. It's by far the simplest way to get a unique brand for your business. It's going to cut out a whole lot of time and a whole lot of research because you know yourself. It will attract super clients. Now, super clients tend to like the idea that they are working with a person rather than an organization. And super clients to me are people who I enjoy working with, who are quite happy to pay my rates, who want a kind of personal service that I'm offering. And basically other clients that you really, really want to work with, the awesome clients that you want to work with. These are super clients, and they tend to err on the side of personal brands. And with personal branding, you're also adding value, because in a task-driven service industry, people and their personal service is what adds value to the client more than anything. We like working with people. We like to know that when we have a problem or we need to discuss something, that we can contact a person and not get a robot. So, my top tips for personal branding. My first tip is that you need a photo. You absolutely must have a really, really nice photo of yourself and use it as a brand, use it as a trademark for your brand. Ideally, if you can, and I know this is very, very difficult for some people, you need to record a video or several videos so that clients can see clearly who they're working with your voice, with your face, as much as you possibly can, and just relax. Don't get too, bogged down with doing videos. Just relax, be yourself, look at the screen or the camera, and just pretend that you're talking to a friend. It's really, really easy. You just got to, keep that in mind. And the final tip is that you need a 30-second pitch. So create a 30-second pitch on who you are, what you do, and how you can help clients, but make it 30 seconds because we're busy people. We don't have time to listen to something long-winded, and what you can do in that 30 seconds is make a really good first impression so you can capture their attention to move on to other things. So what impact will personal branding have on your business? By personal branding, you'll not only save yourself a lot of time and money, you'll also be immediately setting yourself apart from the crowd and developing a reputation online that is completely timeless and will never become outdated. As you and your business changes, your brand will change along with you and grow with you too. So let's look at content creation for the results in your business. Content creation completely is centered around the 80-20 rule for me. The content you create for your business should not be all about you. It needs to be 20% about you and 80% about the client. Okay, so not all I, me, I did this, I have so many qualifications, etc., etc. It's got to be about your client. You need to keep your content short and precise because website content should be designed for the modern entrepreneur who is extremely busy, does not have time to sort through loads of content and read loads of stuff. They just want something clear, concise, to the point, so they know exactly what they're getting, they know exactly what you're offering. And also you must always keep in mind that when you're crafting content, that it needs to first attract, then persuade, and finally sell. So when you're going through your content, you want to attract, persuade, sell. Why is it so important? Well, because content is the first impression. Next to the design, of course, the design of your site and when people land and what they see visually, content is one of the first impressions people are going to have of you. It will also leave a lasting impression in the client's mind. So you get one chance at this to impress. And it's also a demonstration. It will be the backbone of demonstrating to clients that you are the best choice for their business. So my top tips. The first is don't write to yourself. Limit the use of I and address the reader directly using you in your copy. So for example, you're here now because your business needs this, you will benefit in this way. Use you as much as possible and be very, very conscious about the number of times that you use I. Remember the 80-20 rule, 80% you, 20% I. The next, you need to point out the benefits. So point out to the readers the real benefit of what they'll receive when they take a certain action on your site. Clients require reasons. They need a because. Why should I use you? And then you answer because in your copy. And you also need to answer questions. So wherever you can in your copy, you need to identify problems and offer solutions. The bigger the decision for the client, the more objections they'll have about your business and working with you and the service in general. So make sure that you answer lots of questions in your copy. So what impact will this have on your business? Well, writing good copy has a potential to bring you fantastic clients. By addressing clearly what you offer, how that will benefit the client, and more importantly, that you can handle those all-important objections, you'll dramatically improve the performance of your website and the calls to action on it. So next, we're going to talk about website presence and what attracts clients. Okay, so website. When you don't do offline networking, your website is the single most important piece of online real estate that you are going to have. Your website is everything. It's like a hairdresser without a chair for the client to sit in. It's like a butcher's without a place to cut meat in. It's your absolute most essential piece of online equipment. You also need a blog because your blog follows in close second to your website because it will demonstrate, this is where you'll demonstrate your expertise. So by blogging, you'll have a place where you can say, you know, every week or whatever, I'm knowledgeable. I know what I'm talking about. And you have to be confident. It's a place to be confident. If you start building up your blog, you start building up your content, the more and more confident you'll become. And also, your social media is a very, very important part of your website presence because it's the third most important element, because basically people will visit your website, your blog, and your social media, or they'll visit your blog, your website, or your social media, or they'll find you through social media first, and then they'll visit your blog and your website. Whatever way you look at it, these are all interchangeable, so they're all very, very important. Okay, why? First of all, working online is highly competitive. I don't know whether you've noticed recently, but virtual assistants, online business managers, consultants are popping up all over the place, and your website can be the single thing that lets you down from your competitors. So this is why you need a really, really awesome website. If you have a site with errors in it, that is like complete tech suicide, because by keeping a top-notch site, you will impress your clients and engage them. Errors will lose you clients because they will think, well, if the person who I'm potentially going to be hiring can't even look after their website, how are they going to look after my business? And also organization. By having a clear, simple, well laid out, tasteful design, you'll demonstrate your organizational abilities and show that you have a good eye. Okay, so my top tips for your website presence. The first thing you can do is create a design board. So map out your colors, your style, the images that you'll use inside your brand, and make sure that once you've got your design board that you stick to it and be consistent with this design board throughout your site. So once people recognize your brand, you need to train people to understand it, to learn it, to recognize it elsewhere as well. So not just when they're on your website. So it's very, very important to create this design board and then keep it consistent throughout. Make sure you use a content management system you're familiar with or you can pick up easily. Fiddling takes time and eats into development. The two primary sites that I use, or actually there's three sites that I primarily use and I specialize in, which is Business Catalyst, businesscatalyst.com, WordPress, of course, everyone's heard of WordPress, and Flavors. So I tend to specialize in those content management systems. I don't use anything else for my clients because it's really, really important that I can work quickly, work effectively with clients, and the same thing should go for you in your business. And really, guys, unless you are familiar with website development, keep your site design simple and uncluttered so it looks professional and clean. Don't let it get too busy. Don't get too many things on there, too many badges, too many links, too many, different things going on. So it's like super busy. Just, if you're not a website designer, keep it dead simple. Okay, so what impact will this have on your business? Well, your website, blog, and social media must be clean and pleasing to look at. By creating a stunning online presence, you'll potentially decrease the bounce rate on your site, engage your potential clients' attention more, and this will bring more inquiries and more buzz surrounding your new business. Fourth thing we're going to talk about is business tools, and this is for productivity. Okay, so with business tools, first of all, this is your online office. When we don't have a physical presence, our business tools create an online office environment. So, your client isn't going to be coming and standing next to you on a desk and pointing at things on a computer. So you need to be absolutely sure that you're replicating your offline environment online. It needs to be practical. You don't need loads of tools to work online, but you do need a small selection of very practical, very functional tools that have a purpose. Everything must have a purpose in your business, otherwise it was a waste of time. And you need to concentrate on the cloud. For working online, the tools you use ideally will need to be based in the cloud, making them accessible online from anywhere, from any computer, from any client, from any team member if you're going to expand later on down the line. Just accessibility is key. Okay, so why? First of all, productivity. You have a finite amount of time to operate and run your business, and your business tools will help you stay productive. Just a personal story. I remember when I started out, I started doing my invoices in Word, Microsoft Word, and it was so laborious and tedious. Anyway, I found a better solution. I spent a hell of a lot less time doing my invoices, and I spent more time doing billable time when I first started out. So productivity is the key here, especially in terms of profitability. We then need the functionality. So without a solid foundation of tools for you to work with, your business won't function properly, and you absolutely must have a functioning business. And your tools will help you efficiently and effectively service your clients online as well. So business tools are essential, very important part. So, amongst other things, Google Apps provides you with an email calendar and collaborative documents. It's a cloud-based application for all your essential basics. I have used Google Apps for a number of years in my business. I've seen the incredible changes, it's gone through as a system, and it's absolutely fantastic. I would not even consider using anything else at this stage of my business. So, obviously, email connection. Another tool I consider essential is an email collection facility where you can begin to collect and store email addresses from people who sign up for your stuff, whatever you're offering, whether it's a newsletter or an ebook or something like that. When people sign up for you, you want to be able to keep their email address, store their email address, and then you're going to use it later on down the line. A free service that I would recommend is using MailChimp. And finally, file sharing. A file sharing facility is an essential tool for working online with clients. It's easy and it's fast. I'm sure that you've probably heard of Dropbox. If you haven't, it's at dropbox.com. It's super easy to use, and it's incredible in terms of syncing files between multiple computers. I have clients around the world, and it's just incredible how we can all sync with each other and work with each other, and the same with the team members, and Dropbox makes that all happen. There are other file sharing sites out there, but I tend to favor Dropbox. Okay, so what impact will this have on you? By setting up your business from the start with all of the right tools you'll need to work with clients online, you'll save yourself a lot of hassle later on down the line. Your business tools are going to carry you through and keep you more productive, and being more productive means you'll be more profitable. So, number 5, key collaboration is to manage your clients, which is different from business tools. So managing your clients, you'll require a working environment. Your collaboration tools create that working environment. with your clients. They are there to make life online akin to offline. So what we're trying to do is, like a little bit like I mentioned before, we're trying to make life online just the same as life offline, except without the physical people. The next thing is client interaction. So the tools you use should be user-friendly, because clients will need to start working with you straight away with very, very little learning. So don't go putting complicated systems in place for clients. Have a client use one system if you can, where you can start working together and collaborating together and make that system really super easy to use and manage. And also purpose. Your collaboration tools will serve one or multiple purposes with a direct provision of services to your clients. And it's like I said before, again with the business tools, everything must have a purpose. If you take on a tool, you feel very inclined when you start up to just sign up for everything. And the problem with that is you end up with a bunch of tools and you never really used any of them and you don't really know what they're capable of. So stick to a really good core set of tools for collaboration, master them and help your clients with them and just go from there. Okay, so why? Well, first of all, key collaboration with a client is make or break. Your collaboration tools can make or break your business, literally. That's why it's so important. Complicated systems will lose you clients because the right collaboration environment is essential. Otherwise, clients will either get bored or they will get frustrated. So it's really, really essential you get that right balance. Also, education. Using the right tools will mean you have less education to provide clients who are working online. Often a quick how-to video should do the trick, and I do this with my own clients. I provide quick how-to videos, less than 10 minutes if we can, on basically how they work with me. And then when I introduce a client, it's like, watch this 10-minute video. And then there's professionalism. Running a business through email does not provide the same level of professionalism to your business. It really, really doesn't. Bringing clients into an online environment is so much nicer than just using email to collaborate. Okay, so what are my tips for this? Well, first of all, quick start. Provide clients with a hassle-free quick start. Make sure that they can book an appointment with you online through your site and also sign a contract online. This is really, really important. You don't want to have a client, just basically contact you and say, I want this appointment. And I'm going to give you another tip in here. Most people or online service providers, when they start up with an appointment booking system, they find that people don't use it. But you have to train your clients to use it. And the way to do this is every time they email you and contact you to book an appointment, you either A, send them to the appointment tab on your site and you ask them to book an appointment through that at a mutual agreeable time, or you B, take the appointment from them and then you book it in the system so they get the confirmation through the system as well. So we'll start it like that. Start as you mean to go on with your appointment system and clients will eventually use it. The next thing is online billing. Clients need to be able to receive professional looking invoices that they can pay online immediately. For this, I recommend FreshBooks. When I switched over from my laborious Word documents I was talking about earlier, I used FreshBooks and it just completely changed my life. So use FreshBooks. Clients love it. Okay, this is what we're looking for, the client experience, and clients love it. And the third thing is project management. So create individual spaces for your clients to log in and collaborate with you. I recommend Active Collab, or there is one free service called FreeCamp. So how will this impact your business? Well, collaboration tools don't just give your business a professional edge, they also assist in the retaining of clients. So oftentimes, once a client settles into working with you inside your systems, they become familiar with interacting with you online and appreciate the detailed record keeping you provide. And this will be a huge contributing factor to keeping your clients for life, providing, of course, you're doing everything right in your service business. Okay, and the final phase that we're going to look at is the client funnel, which is bringing a business in. Now, first of all, you're a startup. You likely will have maybe a small handful of clients who aren't filling your time full time, or you have no clients. So your primary focus now at this stage is client intake. You must set up your business and then focus on client intake. Otherwise, it's like getting dressed up with nowhere to go. Then you need a plan for intaking clients. Make your plan like a funnel. Where does the potential client start and where do they end up? And then finally, consistency is the absolute key. I'm not the first person to say this. I'm not the last person to say this. Your client funnel will require a consistent level of attention and implementation to work. So, why do we have a client funnel? Well, first of all, it's not magic. You don't set your business up and then clients suddenly appear out of a hat from your website. A majority of the time, you will need to go out and find your first clients. Second thing is discovery. You need to learn and discover what works for you and what kind of client funnels you can develop from different areas of your business. So you need to gain experience. You need to start thinking about what you can do. You need to start learning about the different avenues and channels available to you and take it from there. And then finally, business, any business has an ebb and a flow. Clients can ebb and they flow. By having a good solid client funnel, if one client does drop off, you've got an immediate plan to replace them. Okay, my top tips. First of all, templates. Create an email and message template for marketing so you don't have to keep crafting new messages and content to send to potential clients. That is going to take you forever. Make sure you start getting your templates together and start using them in your interactions with people online and through your marketing funnels. The second thing is social media. Use social media. It's fast, it's free. You can also let your personal brand shine when you're using Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn inside your client funnel. And finally, step by step. Client funnels should be step by step so you can easily implement them. And also, when you start getting super busy, you can easily outsource them to other people if you need support with keeping your marketing going when you're too busy. So make sure that everything is step by step and easily handed over and implemented by somebody else. And what impact will this have on your business? Well, creating one or several client funnels will allow you to keep your business growing. It's really, really important. You may have reached a plateau. You may have reached a point sometime where you say to yourself, I've got enough clients. I don't need any more clients. But if you want to keep growing, you must keep marketing. You can create client funnels using one or several marketing techniques. Do them daily, weekly, or monthly using a variety of online sources. These client funnels can kickstart your business to success. Okay, so what I've done in this video for you is I've touched on some very, very important points for startups. And when I say touched on, I've kind of scratched the surface. We haven't gone into details, but I've given you some very, very important pointers. So what do you do now for further support? Well, for further support, you take the VA Shoestring program and you start it today. It's step-by-step guidance with tutorials and implementation tools to fast-track the startup of the process of starting an online business. But it's fast-tracked into 30 days or 30 lessons. So if you wanted to really make a go of this, you can set time aside, like say for an hour every day, and you can take this program over 30 days. Or you can take it lesson by lesson, and I know some people who completed this program in like a weekend. You can build the business from scratch, you learn new skills, and you get full instructions for one of my own most effective client funnels to kickstart your business into success. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to build a business. You're going to learn brand new skills that you can offer clients. So it's like multitasking all in one place. And you will get the client funnel that I still use in my own business to this day, which I've perfected. So you'll get all that and more inside this 30-day or 30 lesson program. Know that you've got off to a great start, that you can use a foundation and build up upon this over time. This program will give you the fantastic kickstart that you need, and in a practical sense as well. You know, it's not just information, it's real practical support, screencasts, video tutorials that take you through everything step by step. And you'll prepare yourself with a platform that you can elevate from immediately to start bringing in clients. So what you need to do is take this program And then you've got the foundation to move up and move on through the VA Apprentice and the VA Rockstar. So the VAapprentice.com is the next phase of the business after this, and the VARockstar.com is the next phase of the business after that. This startup business is in phases, but your business overall over the years will also be in phases. And I've literally put together the whole roadmap program to take you through those different phases of your business at those different times that you feel you're ready. So this is an absolute fantastic foundation and a fantastic start. So thank you very, very much for your time and for listening to me. Again, my name is Michelle Dale. I'm from virtualmissfriday.com, and I wish you every success in the startup of your business. And I very much hope that I'll be around to support you, and you'll look for me if you need advice or support or questions. I'm always happy to help.